becomes a failure. Mistakes what makes human becomes better. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dzikri Pahlevy, an English student from University of Ibnu Khaldun Bogor. My student ID number 25110201068. In this video, I would like to share and review the article that I have read and made it into a poster. The article title is The Art of Starting Again with the Genre Psychology. And there are about 1,821 words in this article, and I started read this article from 12.4 up to 12.14. And I would like to give this article about 4-star ratings because this article gave me a lot of new insight. As you can see, there is a barcode over here if you would like to read the article on your own. So let's move to the next section, which is the summary. And I would like to read it out loud for you about the summary, and I would like to give my personal thought about it. So let's on. The first one, knowledge is not enough and never enough, because if it were, then most of our problems would have disappeared by now. And I think this one is really interesting. Why? Because a lot of people have misconception or misunderstood about knowledge can fix everything, while in fact, knowledge itself cannot fix our problem, but the action that we give to the knowledge is what can fix the problem. And I think I got personally attacked by this summary that I made. Anyway, let's move to the next summary. Life changes somewhere in the middle, in the quiet and unremarkable days where nobody is watching. Life changes when the novelty wears off and the future you imagine start demanding something from the present version of you. And yes, a lot of people always told me, oh my god, Zeke, you change a lot. While me personally, I don't understand how am I changing. I mean, do I? I mean, I feel like I am still the previous me that I like to claim. Like, I am still myself back in high school. I mean, it's really complicated because a lot of people not realize that they are changing into this new different person. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but they are changing and they don't seem to really know that. And I don't blame them. I mean, me too. I've never realized that I am changing into this new person. I mean, of course, not just my physique. I mean, the mindset that I have right now is different than the previous one that I've had back in high school or back in middle school, which is good. Well, for me, it is good. Changing is good. Okay, let's move to the next section. There is a strange frustration that comes from recognizing your own patterns, yet recognition alone changes nothing. Yes, this is what I'm talking about when my friends telling me that, Zeke, you need to acknowledge your own mistake. You need to know that you have a weaknesses. Well, I mean, yes, I do recognize it. I mean, who don't? I mean, if every one of us have a mistake, or at least made mistakes, obviously we will recognize that, right? But why is it not a positive thing? Well, the thing is because we do nothing about it. I mean, okay, we made mistake from doing something, and maybe in a competition we made mistake and we lost. But then in the next competition we do the same mistake that we did in the previous one. So it changed nothing. So if we want to change ourselves, if we want to start again from doing something bad to start doing something positive, then we need to do some action about it, not just acknowledge that mistake. Even though acknowledge our own mistake is the first step for us to move forward and become a new different version and maybe a positive one. Yeah, I don't know. Let's move to the next summary because it's a lot. And the next is might be. The biggest lies we told and sold was the people changes one. Well, I've never heard about this sentence from anyone. I mean, obviously, there are no people, around me who told me that you can only change one. So I don't really know about this one because I don't really realize about the sentence about the biggest lie we told and sold was that people changes one. I mean, I have never that experience. But okay, let's move to the another one. Everyone seems to be learning the same lessons repeatedly. Yes, yes. This is what I mentioned when we, compete in a competition and we lost because we made some mistakes. And for the next competition, we make the same mistakes again. So it's like we only repeated our own mistakes and that's it. We changed nothing because we didn't start anything, because we just acknowledge it, but we didn't learn from the mistake. That makes sense, right? I mean, it must be make sense because to me it does make sense, at least kind of. Okay, let's move to the next one. There are dreams we abandon and return to years later. There are habits we quit and pick back up. There are parts of ourselves we spend years trying to escape only to realize they were asking for our attention the entire time. Because life is like a conversation that keeps returning to unfinished topics. Okay, I feel personally attacked by this one. Like, this is far the most sentence that attacking me. Currently, obviously. Yeah, I try. Well, I'm still trying to escape or at least to forget about the dreams that I've had, but I can't seem to develop or improve or even follow that dreams. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, it's like I can't. I have my situation is really different now. I love my dreams. I want to be an actor. I want to perform on a stage. I want to be performing theaters. But there is just one thing that I can't cross, and because of that, I can't follow my dreams to be an actor. But years to years, I still dream about that dream of mine. I still imagine, what if I were perform on a stage wearing a costume that I want with the character that I need to perform and singing on a stage. Okay, okay that makes our video become sad, and I don't want that. I don't want us to be sad because I want us to be happy. So let's move to the next summary. When the times do it comes, you freeze like it's holding back, not knowing what to do, and no, it's not trying to hurt you, it's just trying to protect you. So therefore, it was caused by the use to already made cognition process, and it's just acting on those. It's you who has to initiate the first step of change and be consistent with it. Only when will your mind stop fighting against you. However, that's not the finish line. Furthermore, you need to make a real changes. You have to always try until it feels like a person trying to ride a ride a two-wheeled bike without having ridden a bike with training wheels. I mean, the thing about it is, sentence is easy to read than to do some act on it. I mean, yeah, hearing some advices, reading some quotes that can cheer ourselves up feels amazing, but the sad part is that we can't take that advices because of some condition. I mean, there are some lines that we cannot cross, therefore, we can just do the advices that a lot of people gave us, even though we really badly want to try their advices, but we can't. It's just so impossible. Oh my god, this is why I give this article a 4-star rating and not 5 stars rating, because as much as I hate to admit, I love this article, that this article makes me feel sad. Like literally every time when I read this article, I will always feel sad about it. No, not because I feel attacked by it, okay, but it's because it's hurt me. The fact of me being so powerless that I cannot do anything but to watch my life be stole from me. Anyway, let's move to the next session, which is the review and thoughts. Okay. Let's move. Let's move on, okay? Wanna try that? Move on. Move on and start again, as the article said. The art of starting again. So let's starting again to the next session. Okay guys, so here we are on the last session, which is the review and thought session. So let's just begin. Starting over sounds scary indeed, but why? I mean, in life we always do it. Ever since we were a kid, graduated from elementary school, and then we need to start our education alongside our life again. Starting with our elementary school, then we need to introduce ourselves again to people in a different environment than the previous one. Is really complicated. I mean, we need to learning new knowledges from basic to advanced in college, obviously. But the thing is, life is about read and write on new pages. It's not about reading or writing on the same pages over and over again. I mean, although I get it, as a result of some certain expectations from within and from other, we tend to afraid to try a new beginning because, well, what if a new route is not as pleasant as the old one, Zik? Yeah. However, we also often forget about the important voices in the back of our head. What if a new route isn't as unpleasant as the old one? What if it will fit us more than the previous one? I mean, it becomes better. What if that? Additionally, why are we, a human being who always develop anything, is afraid of changes? I mean, are today's world as same as decades ago? Well, no. That being said, we can never escape changes. I mean, I know it sounds scary, but it is what it is. No amount of undesirable we are with changes, we can do nothing. However, that's the beauty in it. I mean, we cannot start again from the beginning, despite how messy our life is. We don't need to be paranoid about how things went on, because at the edge of our problems, we can just, go back to the starting point and do it again with a different paths. Right? Right? It doesn't matter if you are a writer who feels your book that you are currently writing is us, or if you are a student and you feel the major you're currently taking seems or feels different with your passion. And even if you are about to get married with your boyfriend and you suddenly have a realization of, oh, I'm not ready, or I am unready, babe. well, it's fine because you can always start over. Because the builder of your own life is you, not your friends, not your mother, not your teacher. It's you. And that was my thought. So I don't know if I have the courage to do what my thoughts said. Because, yeah, it sounds scary. Indeed, it sounds scary. That's why I mentioned a few times that I get it. I get it. I get it. It is scary, but we need to do it. Right? I mean, we need to do it. We can't let our fear take over our consciousness or our improvement future self. Wait, does that make sense? Obviously that makes sense. Yeah, we can all start again, even though we are afraid of changes or we are afraid to start again. We have to. We have no choice. As I mentioned earlier, we can do nothing because time is going to move forward whether we like it or not. My name is Dzikri Pahlevy. Thank you for watching and apologize for any mistake that I made. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.